We're back! Thanks to everyone's feedback and my own continued excitement, we're not done yet slaying or saving the princess. In this episode, we encounter even more perspectives to bring to the entity and even save the world, among a few other things. Will you start by grabbing the knife or just heading down into the basement? Let me know in the comments and enjoy. Okie dokie artichokes, we are back in. I'm super excited. Now, we did one full playthrough of the game. We discovered, 5 princesses? But y'all were quite, unanimous. At least the comments were definitely affirming you want to see more, so I'm super excited to be back and discovering more. I don't know how many, and I've been hesitant to look it up just because I don't want to necessarily spoil myself or accidentally see something I don't want to quite yet, but eventually I probably will, just to see how close I get. I've been using the achievements as a general barometer too. But what we're gonna do is just find out more about this world and the lore, see if we can get a little bit more detail on what's going on with the narrator. Specifically, we learned a lot about the narrator in finishing the game, and I'm wondering just what more can we discover to add context to our decision, because I'm also wondering, what if we finish the game with one perspective, but if we had a whole different set of princesses, maybe we would be more sympathetic to the narrator, for example, and want to destroy that final entity. I keep forgetting, the shifting mound. What if we want to destroy her once we reach the quiet place? I keep thinking of the quiet place from the movie, which is not the same thing. But yeah, I'm just really curious to see how different playthroughs may come to different endings and different conclusions. So with that, because this is a second playthrough, I will try and speed things up a little bit. I won't listen through every narrative, or at least I'll edit out some of the narrative that is the same and the dialogue that is the same, but I will absolutely keep track of what we have encountered before, just so that y'all can stay in the loop with what's new. So let's continue. We have met the narrator again for the first time.
You're here to slay her.
It's so funny because my gut instinct is like, let's walk away. But what if we said, I know a few folks mentioned they wanted to see what happens if we just spare her the entire time. I got close. I spared her all, but I think I attempted to spare her every single time except the last run, which may have messed up the sparing run sort of mentality. But I think this time I want to try being a bit more aggro throughout, and maybe at the end flipping my behavior. So let's say, you know what? Viva.
That's the spirit.
Get rid of the monarchy, get rid of the princess.
You make your way up the short
violent.
path of the cabin. A warning. She will lie. She will cheat. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Oh, hero, I've missed you and
Ignore
your
him. He doesn't know what he's talking
sense
about.
of justice. Let's go in. So this should be a pretty standard cabin. We've come to it. We haven't
The interior of the
pushed
cabin is
back
almost
too
entirely
much.
bare. The blade is your implement.
So let us take the blade. We know that she's going to approach us with a bit more aggression
You take the
now.
blade from the table.
We have set her up to be on the defensive simply by approaching her with the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
I've missed that voice.
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Okay. So let us, oh my goodness, and I forgot, let's switch where my camera is. I forgot all the good dialogue is on this side. So I'm gonna just say, hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
I totally didn't think about what the narrator would have said to me saying that, so yeah, I'm just too excited, narrator.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
No. Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She
Okay.
makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked?
What's the narrator have to say about that?
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
That is true, but I feel like if we stop now, if we pause, I feel like that's going to leave us open. I feel like that's not going to change much of anything. So I'm going to, again, we're going full aggro on this. We're going to tighten the grip. Another element that I would love to see if we can find out more about is the other chain. We had a direct interaction with that second chain because we got trapped in it, but I'm curious if there's more for us to discover about that as well.
You ignore the trembling in your hands.
Oh, look at her
to tighten
face.
your grip on the blade.
She looks more sad. She doesn't stay cold. Is this a trick?
Poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
I'm a little bit.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I don't think I can.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Okay. I'm gonna go and just slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Oh gosh, she looks... Is this a ploy or is she really just like, no.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it?
Wait, I think I've done this one before.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
I did do this one before.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes. Even as she lays there dying,
I feel like I'm gonna need a
she
table
entirely
for
believes
myself.
herself
Like I'm
to
gonna
be
have to take good
alive
notes.
and well.
Because I think I actually did do this before. I remember this.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Okay, so last time I said, of course not, that was too easy. So I'm gonna say, of course it is. She's dead.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
I wonder if that's enough to maybe shift the path, or if it will still come up with the same thing.
With
I
your
think
work
maybe
done,
this is the
you
ghost.
make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Oh right, and look, we're back in the starless void.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
And we couldn't leave. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I remember this.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them.
So, I've done this before, but I wonder because last time I did this, what happened? I feel like I pretty quickly just was like, nope, I'm done. And I ended my own life and then decided to just start the loop again. I wonder if I just kind of go, okay, and just go with the flow. And
So
perhaps
glad
we'll get
you're
a different
keeping an open
ending.
mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Yeah, didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
I mean, no, we're happy. I'm sure of it.
More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
This is now the good ending. You did it. You saved everyone. Wow. Fun bit of fact, a little fact. I saw this on Twitter. This was actually a piece of concept art sketched from the game, one of the first pieces of art. I think they said. The applause is really good. Wait, really? That's the credits? That's it? Oh my god. Well, that was... Okay. All right. That was the fastest run. I think okay. The applauser is really getting me. Okay, let's return to the main menu. All right, so great, GG. That art, the ending art for that run, I remember on Twitter they said, I think it was like the first piece of art that they created for the game. So kind of incredible. I totally forgot that we hadn't gotten that. I got it during the preview, I think, or one of the earlier builds I had tried, and I didn't remember that we hadn't got it in this, so getting the achievement, very good. Okay, so we're gonna try again. This time, we are going to do the same thing. I'm gonna hesitate. I'm gonna see what happens when we do a little bit of talking. All right, so I did all the things exactly the same as the last playthrough, but I'm going to say I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
So I'm going to... When I tighten my grip, there was an opportunity, I think, one more time before I actually do the deed. So I'm going to tighten my grip, but not...
You ignore the
I will
trembling in your
hesitate
hands.
before slaying her.
Tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hand...
You step forward. Your grip on the...
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And so, you should just drop it.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now,
Okay,
it'll be
it
too
is.
late. End this.
All right, so I am going to hesitate and say, I'm sorry. Can we just talk?
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay. I squint at the princess while holding on the... I mean, that is just what my face did, so I feel like it would be silly if I did not pick that option. So we are gonna squint at the princess. I have a ruler here that I've been holding. It's like a metal ruler, and I've been gripping it, and I feel like it's added a level of role play to this that is kind of fun. So I'm gonna squint at the princess while holding onto the blade.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back.
He looks at me, and I look at him. He looks at me.
The two of you are gonna do this forever, aren't you?
Yes. Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she.
Oh my god.
At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have
Everyone's
to make
tired of
a
us.
choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
I mean, fine. I will drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Will I be able to pick it up?
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
The knife is there. We can grab it.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
Apparently you're going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Well, might as well.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I'll remain silent.
They haven't told you anything, have they?
No.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason
Yeah.
I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
That's fair.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
What's interesting is knowing what we know about the fact that the princess and I are connected, really, more literally than I even thought at the beginning of starting this whole journey. There's this element of almost like trusting myself in this, that there's another layer to that that I think resonates now that we've played through this game once before.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Okay, well, let us be clear. I don't think you are clearly
She's
incapable.
wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk.
Okay. We've talked enough, I think.
Oh? Have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
So, last time, when we were at this point, I did remember choosing one of these bottom two where I wasn't violent towards her. I'm gonna see what happens if we decide, hey, after talking, we still want to take this possible threat seriously. We're gonna try to slay the princess.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Oh, snap.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
She's been training.
We shouldn't have hesitated. But she doesn't stop
Ouch.
there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
Ouch.
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you.
Is this
Wow.
really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs. This is the end, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The tower. I don't know if we've had this one. I know we have not gotten that
You're
previous
on a path
ending.
in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Okay. So we could alert the narrator to the fact that we are on another loop, or we could not. I think for now, let's not alert the narrator. And we are going to just proceed to the cabin. I wonder if he's going to find that suspicious.
A warning.
No,
She will lie.
doesn't mention anything.
We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Wow, Broken is already just like, you know what? Let's just say, hey, you win.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her.
Pledge
I
yourself
cannot
to
stress
her.
enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Oh my goodness. Now we've got two paths we could take. We could pledge ourselves to her or not, and you can bet your bottom dollar I would love to pledge myself to her. Yes.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Okay. So let's proceed to the cabin and see what the tower looks like. One thing I wanted to note,
If
because
that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
sorry, Broken. We've seen and we know that our form is very bird-like. I want to, when we get to the narrator again, because I'm hoping the path that we take will allow us to see the narrator in the mirror again. I'm assuming it'll happen. It seemed like the narrator was also kind of a bird or crow. And so there's this like crow or raven feel that I think there's a connection there where I know we are not the narrator. I know we are separate, but the fact that we are made maybe in the image of the narrator who was made by the like author of all of this, I don't know. There's a connection there that I think is really tantalizing, but I haven't quite figured out what I'm trying to find yet. I'm just excited to see who we might be pledging ourselves to.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And we have to climb a ladder to get to it. My goodness.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small?
We have just created a colossus.
We don't feel small. We are small.
Oh my god, is she gonna be giant? Let's approach the mirror. I don't even want to mention it to the narrator.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
I wonder why the mirror always appears in this second chapter. Is it because we're getting sort of closer to being able to visit like the quiet space, the quiet place, or is there something else that I'm missing? Yeah, if any of you have theories or maybe kind of know a little bit more, I'd love to hear what you think, because yeah, I'm like, why is the mirror showing up in the second chapter specifically, and why does it not just happen to be there in the first?
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin.
Oh, this music is good too.
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
I feel like we're in Lord of the Rings right now. Okay, so we can either take the blade or not. I'm going to take the blade, but again, I am fully prepared to pledge myself to her.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement. Oh, jeez. I can feel the weight of the doors.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
Nope, don't feel too comfortable.
This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Ooh. Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Witness me? Oh, ma'am.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude?
Yeah, what?
Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
Broken is trying to find a way to put himself back together, and maybe the princess is going to give him purpose.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
All right, let's go.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
And look, there isn't even a chain on the other side. It's not even really there.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
I mean, we're gonna pledge ourselves to her. I was gonna do so regardless, but definitely now after seeing the art, I'm like, yeah, I see it.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Ooh. What if we tightened our grip, though? What if we tightened our grip? Maybe she'll like the spice? Let's tighten our grip.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp.
What?
It clatters uselessly to the floor.
I couldn't even Broken, was this you?
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade.
What?
Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What happens if we say no? See, now that I feel like she's going to force me to, I'm like, what? Now I want to resist, partially because of spite. You know what I'm saying? Like just to be annoying. No.
Are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me.
No.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
But why did she say the last time we met? That's not right. That can't be right.
Oopsie.
She's right. We've been here before, and we've died here before. Pitifully. We might as well do what she asks of us and help her. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
I mean, yeah, she's pretty cool.
He's being melodramatic, but the point stands. What are we even supposed to do to stop her?
I don't know if we can.
That's not good.
The narrator's not even listening to us. Okay.
First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done.
Aye, aye, Capitan.
The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. And if you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
Oh, man. Oh, I want to explore this. Okay, what would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can.
Hush, broken.
It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
I mean, I did feel some of that. Not gonna lie.
From your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. She's gonna be like, I want to be the ruler and like the birther of a new world. She's gonna say something like that. Let's see. But let's say that. You can be who you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Yeah, that was a silly question, honestly. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Beep, beep.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Man, I like this princess. I'm like, I think this may be one of my favorite perspectives that we found of her since we started the game. Pledge yourself to her. Kind of want to do it just to see what happens. I did say I would pledge myself to her. We can always try. We're gonna try a run where we don't. But you know what? You've convinced me. Let me be the start of something new. Not High School Musical style. Slay the Princess style. I am yours to command.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
I'm easy. What can I say?
All you need to do now is break my chains.
Will the narrator let me do it? That's my second question.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
Here we go. Struggle.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Whoa. She just straight up says it. We didn't learn about this echo concept until the very end of the first time we played. And she's just like, I can see the echo. You have an echo within you.
Is she talking about you?
Because remember, the narrator and all the different versions of the narrator that we meet are echoes of the original, attempting to save the world and like keep it in stasis and allowing it to not change.
That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Whoa.
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done.
The narrator is under her control. And what if I don't believe? What happens then?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever.
This feels like just another version of that passive, empty, liminal space I was in the first ending, where it's just kind of everything's happy. Just let someone else take care of everything.
Don't do this.
I'm sorry, hero. I have to. It's over.
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Break her chains.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
But
what a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
what happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Take her hand. Your obedient servant pledged your loyalty to your better. Oh my goodness. But you do not take her hand. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's gone.
It is. Does that mean the world ended? Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. I don't want to look at us.
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. I feel anxious. Does anyone else feel anxious?
Let's approach.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Ooh, I could say the mirror never scared you before, or just ignore him. That seems not very nice. I'll just say the mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror and gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. Whoa. You are at the cabin. Approach her. Whoa.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I love that description. Remember that from the first time. What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Forget the ship of Theseus? It's the princess of Theseus here. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
What happens? We've never attacked the entity or destroyed our body in these encounters. Let's explore a bit more first. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Oh. Make me forget. No, not yet. Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
What happens if I say I'm not going back?
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait for it. What if I say wait forever?
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
What? The game is just like, we done then. The game just closed on me. All right, let's open this back up.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
She was just like, yeah, I know you just opened the game back up. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
I will.
You won't.
I will, though. Everything goes dark, and you die. Chapter 1, a dominant vessel. Bring the tower to her.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her.
Okay. Oof. What a nice jump back into the game. We have brought, well, first, we saved everyone. We got the good ending. We saved the world. And we also explored a couple of new avenues, one of which was the tower, which I think is incredible. I'm excited to go through this again, discover more princess perspectives. I'm curious if we've discovered your favorite princess or if we have yet to find her. Let me know in the comments. I'm very, very excited to meet more. And gosh, I think the tower is maybe my personal favorite so far. The fractals one was also very, very good. I forgot her name, but I also very much liked her. And she was the first one we found too, which was pretty incredible. But yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you again for giving me all of your feedback and thoughts in the comments. I love hearing what you think about the games we're playing and like the paths that we take as we play and what they make you think of. One of the things I was thinking about, especially in terms of like the princess, was I just saw Poor Things, which was really good. Not a movie I would recommend for everyone, really graphic sexual content for sure, but one that I thought was really just, I can't stop thinking about it and thinking about especially like women being made based on the perceptions of others. And I've also been listening to the Britney Spears like memoir audiobook, and so seeing also this idea of how women are, especially in pop culture and in media, reflections of what society is putting on them is a really interesting comparison to be playing this game where we are looking at a princess and she is really reacting to what we are coming to her with, like if we come to her with a dagger, if we don't, if we are kind, if we're cruel, she reflects back to us all of that. And again, watching Poor Things and listening to the Britney Spears memoir, things that I don't think overtly feel like they have connections, but as these are the things that I'm consuming right now, I'm finding myself seeing how all of them weave together a little bit in those ways. So yeah, that is it for today. Again, find me on TikTok, Twitch, and here on YouTube under the handle Kimchica. I love to play, talk about, reflect on, and just celebrate indie games in particular, but really any game that makes me feel like I'm learning something about myself and the world around me. You can join my video game club. It's kind of like a book club, but for video games, called Geeks and Grounds. Go to geeksandgrounds.com to learn a little bit more about how it works and sign up for the newsletter there. That's where you'll get every week a little something from me in the inbox, in your email, linking the section of the game that we're playing, a couple of things that I think may help supplement your understanding of the game or your enjoyment of the game, and the podcast episode where we talk about the game. And yeah, that's it for today. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. I hope you find lots of games to play. And yeah, bye.